Thanks so much for sitting down to talk with me today, Dr. Shapiro.
Oh, sure. Yeah, what's going on?
So I just wanted to talk about the way rounds are going in the morning. I'm just really struggling with, time management, and I think, the teaching is going really too long in the morning, and we're really just, the back end of rounds is so crammed and tight, and, the interns are really getting frustrated, and, I'm just struggling with what to do.
Yeah, let me interrupt, because what I got to say is I hope you know that you guys need the teaching. I mean, this is really such a great opportunity to teach. It's around patient care. This is why I'm doing this work. And I think sometimes you all don't know what you need. And I really do think you need the teaching. I put a lot of effort into that. I really do.
Yeah, I am, it is a difficult situation, and I just really feel like even though we appreciate your teaching and you really do enjoy it, we also really just need more time to round on the old patients. I think the old patients are really suffering because our time management just isn't right on rounds. Your teaching is kind of going over time, and it's making it really difficult for us.
Yeah, I feel like you say that you do appreciate it, but I don't necessarily think you do. I think you don't really realize what you need. I need to teach you. I mean, this is why you're in training, and I'm in the educator role right now.
I guess let me think about putting this another way. I don't mean to understate how much we really appreciate your teaching. I think I absolutely agree. It's really critical for us as a team, for us to learn, and for the residents to learn. I think that type of teaching is really important. I guess one thing that would be helpful is if perhaps you and I could work to be more flexible with one another on the time that we have teaching in the morning and the time that we need for old patient rounds afterwards. I think there are some days when there's time for more teaching in the morning, and certainly, we can take up that time and really enjoy that time for teaching. And there are some days when, we have a lot of new patients to get through and things can get really tight and crammed, and perhaps you and I can work to be flexible and make the teaching a little bit shorter on those days so that we have the, equal time for our old patients, and that way we're really able to provide the best care for all of our patients together.
That's fine. I mean, I didn't know there was a difference in which day would be better to spend more time teaching. So as long as there is some time to do that, I can definitely do that. I mean, I think, I'm here because I care about you all and I want you to learn. So as long as there is some way I can do the teaching that I think you need, I'm happy to do it in a way that causes less pressure for you all with regard to patient care.
Thank you so much. I mean, that sounds really wonderful. And please do let me know, if I can be more clear about communicating perhaps the days when things are really cramped and, the time is really short. If I will try to be clear about communicating that perhaps this is a day when we can spend a little bit less time on teaching. And I'll also try to be very clear in the mornings when I think we have more time for teaching and things are a little bit more relaxed on rounds.
That's great. And be very straightforward. Just let me know straight up front. So I don't want to have to guess. Absolutely just let me know, and I'll adjust according to what you tell me.
Great. That sounds great. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thanks for letting me know.
Mm-hmm.
That was an example of giving feedback up the ladder of hierarchy, having the resident give the attending feedback. And as you could see from the beginning of the scenario, the way it was presented, it was received by me as the attending was in a defensive manner because I felt attacked and underappreciated and my teaching was undervalued. That was the perspective I had. That was my frame. And so Sheila could see that because I wasn't really letting in the concern. I was being defensive, and she regrouped, and she actually shared her regroup. She said, let me put this another way. And it felt then that she switched to let's collaborate together to problem solve and improve things, both appreciating what you do as a teacher, but also having you appreciate the pressures that we're under in terms of service and patient care. And then she actually proposed a solution that felt quite collaborative to me, so I didn't feel defensive about joining her in that problem solving. And it really changed things for my feeling of ability to hear the concern, hear the criticism, and then work with her, not feel defensive about my teaching ability, but to really understand that there was another problem that I wasn't aware of, which is their pressure in terms of patient care. So that you could see the second half, she really regrouped and was able to give the feedback in a way that was more of a partnership. The other point that is important to make is that Sheila listened to my defensiveness. I actually said what I was feeling, which is I didn't feel valued. I do want to mention that it's somewhat rare that the feedback receiver would be in touch with those feelings. So sometimes the feedback giver has to intuit why the feedback receiver is being defensive. The other point that is important is that in addition to Sheila saying explicitly, let me try to approach this another way, she also began to use I statements instead of you aren't watching the time, you aren't understanding the pressures we have in terms of taking care of patients, you are taking too long teaching. She started to talk about how it was affecting her and the team as opposed to what I was doing wrong. And that's very, very helpful, again, because it's true. It's really more about the impact, not my intent. My intent, of course, is to teach and do a good job. And what she's trying to say is this is the impact on us, which is that it's not working out well in this service point of view in terms of taking care of patients. So that switch from lots of you to I or we was very helpful for me in letting go of the defensiveness.